Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. And today's video is going to be geared around why content is so important when it comes to selling tax planning services and really standing out as a tax professional and accounting professional in a world that has so many options, right? How do you become the preferred choice in your local community where people want to work with you, they trust you, and they're willing to pay your premium fees? And there's one silver bullet that we're going to speak about. But before we get there, please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Again, as I always say, it helps the channel grow. We get our content out to more tax and accounting professionals, so we can all get compensated more than as well. Make sure you guys like the video. It helps with the algorithm to get the video out there more, and comment as well. It's always appreciated, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the video. I'm going to break down why content's so important. What is content? And how do we utilize it as almost like a silver bullet to give us an unfair advantage over all of our competition, and allows that customer who's looking at a tax or accounting professional to choose us and pay us more rather than the competition. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to head to the iPad right now. Okay, so why content is so important when selling tax planning, we're going to dig into that right now. Okay, so before we dig into all the key points that I've made for this video, we need to really dig into what exactly is content, right? So when it comes to content, when I say content, right? Content is what you guys are obviously consuming right now. It's where I'm creating basically, and there's multiple types of content. It could be written content. It could be video content. It could be audio content. Okay. And what you're doing with content is you're basically educating people on how they can save money on taxes. And that can be in written form. So what are plenty of written forms, right? Written form content might be in a blog. It might be a ebook, right? Might be a email, right? Those are three ways that written content you can get out to people. It might be an actual book, right? It really depends on what you want to do. Okay, so these are written content pieces, right? The next thing is video content. Video can simply just like it is a video, right? Or it could be YouTube. Or it could be Instagram, right? Or it could be Facebook, wherever you're putting a video, okay? The next thing is audio, which could be a podcast. Okay. So these are the types of mediums of content. When you're thinking about creating content for your business, you want to create content that's most comfortable for you. So for me, I like just creating real short form videos like the ones we're doing now. I like it. I can kind of pop off. I have my iPad and I can kind of just talk about what's on my head and what's currently going on. That's the medium that I'm comfortable in. You might be comfortable just sitting down writing blog posts, right? Or you might be comfortable just putting your phone up to your mouth and recording content, right? Whatever the case may be, you have your medium in which you're comfortable. That's how you choose the type of content that you want to create, okay? So now we're going to talk about what are the benefits of content, right? The benefits of content, especially for selling tax planning, okay? Call it TP. The benefits of creating content is literally circled around educating people on how to save money on taxes. There's most people, when you're selling tax planning, is they have a lack of education and they've been overpaying on taxes. And there's the simple fact that most tax and accounting professionals don't offer these services. So when you become a resource for them, where they can look to your content and get little tidbits of tips, they're going to look at you as the preferred person to want to work with and trust you and want to work with you. At the end of the day, what are we selling with tax planning? We're selling an advisory service. Okay? What exactly is advisory? Advisory, or any advisor advises his client. He gives them tips information on what they should do and how they should move through situations. That's what an advisor is. We're selling an advisory service. We're not selling tax compliance. We're filing somebody's return. There's not much advice to that. We're just filing. Advisory is I'm advising my clients on doing certain things. I might have a law advisor, right? Or a lawyer that's on payroll that's advising me through certain legal situations. That's why they get compensated so much. So when you're an advisor, you're being compensated on what you know. So what's an easy way for people to trust you and for you to basically become a resource for people even prior to them working with you? We give out tips and tricks around helping people save money on taxes. So for instance, I might talk about 5 ways to save money as a LLC, right? A person who owns an LLC who might be overpaying on taxes hears a podcast or sees a video on 5 ways to save money as an LLC. They're going to be like, wow, who is this person? And they're going to start consuming more content. Then they're going to call you. Then they're going to want to work with you. And they're going to choose you. And they're going to pay your premium prices because you're a resource. You've given them advice and information prior to them even speaking to you. It's called pre-selling. This is something that most people do not want to invest in because they tell me, oh, Kenny, well, I'm doing tax, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't have time to create a video. I don't have time to do this. And you don't have time to sell either. You got to make a choice. You got to make time. The same way where you make time for your family or this or that. You can slate out 2 hours in your schedule or 30 minutes to sit down and record something and have somebody else upload it for you. You don't have to do all that, right? So the benefits of it is you're giving away advisory information prior to them working with you and they're trusting you. Okay? That's the first part. The second part is an outlet to give, right? I always talk about basically you're on sales calls as a tax or accounting professional. There's this syndrome that's called the giver syndrome, where you tend to like to give away a lot of information for free. When people are on the phone, they're asking you, well, if I'm this or I'm that, should I do this? Or this is my current tax situation, should I do this? And you blurt out the answer and give them everything, then they don't want to work with you, right? We've all been there, okay? It's because you're trying to show your value to the client. And you don't really need to do all that. So when you have that syndrome as tax professionals, guess what you can do? You can give out your information via videos, via content. It's okay because it's not specific to that client situation. That's what makes it so brilliant. That means where you feel as if you're the best, right, at knowing tax or know accounting, you're a great professional, put it out to the world because you can give out content for free, right? But that content's not going to be geared towards that specific person. So it doesn't matter that on sales calls, you're not going to give away all the information, right? But that's going to pull a person in to want to work with you and set you apart from every other professional because most professionals won't take the time to do this, right? They just won't do it. So it's very important, okay? The next thing we're going to be looking at is basically education breeds trust. Education breeds trust. When you're educating somebody on something and you're consistently doing it and what you're saying makes sense, it breeds trust. People do business with people that they naturally trust, right? It's just the way that it goes. So when you're creating content, and let's say for instance, and that's why I love when tax professionals and accounting professionals create content, because you don't have to be a good salesperson, right? When you create enough content and you're just giving your gift to the world, people will see that content, book a call with you or purchase your product, and they don't really need to be sold. Like they naturally trust you just from what you've been consistently doing. So it almost helps you if you're not a good salesperson because you're pre-selling, right? It's like if you've ever gone to Costco or some store that gives you basically a free little product, right? A free chicken nugget or a free glass of wine, and you try it and you like it, you're probably going to go back and buy the actual bottle of wine, right? They'd have to sell you. If what you give to the world is good, people are going to buy it. They don't need to be sold, right? So this is perfect for professionals who really believe, not even believe, But for professionals who want to put their gift out to the world or may believe that they're not good salespeople, just create content. You'll get more deals done that you'll be thoroughly surprised. Okay. So education breeds content. When you breeds trust. When you have trust, it's very easy to sell. You don't need to be a good salesperson. That means more deals. Okay. More deals are going to fall in your lap. Very, very important. Okay. Then the next part is, like I just said, closing is a lot easier, right? You're not going to have to be a good salesperson to basically close deals. Okay. It's very, very important. All right. Closing is a lot easier for you, and people are willing to pay your premium prices because you're looked at as the professional who is the expert. Okay. So when you have something like that, you really want to make sure that you're creating content consistently every week. And it could be one post, one podcast, one post on social media, one video. Just make a post once a week and do it around a topic around helping people save money on taxes. Okay, so that could be like, what is a S corp? Right? What is cost segregation? Look how easy these posts are, right? I'm creating them off the top of my head, right? Okay. How to pay yourself as a LLC. All these little things people, your potential customers, are thinking about, right? That's what they're thinking about. Okay, it might be how to save money on taxes as a real estate investor, and you're talking about a 1031 exchange. All these things people care about, and if you're creating content around them, people will literally look at this content and be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I've been looking for this type of stuff my whole life. Let me contact this person because I have a tax issue. I couldn't tell you. If you've looked at our content online, right, from Carlton, Dennis, Karla Dennis, myself, we own content online, period. Because we know that's the medium that people care about. Because once they consume content, they trust us. So that's very, very important. So if you want to be a thought leader within your industry, or not even that, just a thought leader in your local community, even for the simple fact of, let's say you want to own basically your local community. Let's say you work in Milwaukee, right? You're not a social person. You don't want to do social media, anything like that. How do you become a trusted resource? The way that you do that is you do speaking engagements. Speaking engagements is content because you're sitting up there, you're speaking in front of people, and you're doing content. Before there was the internet, we were doing speaking engagements in our local city. Before you could become a mega rock star, you got to become a local rock star, right? That's just how the game works. Simply just doing speaking engagements, going out, finding, different leads groups, different things like that, and speaking in front of people is content, and you're thought of as the thought leader. But if you're doing no content and all you're doing is sitting behind your desk and taking referrals, you're not going to grow too much. The referrals are going to tell people what your prices already are. You've already been undercharging. It's going to be a vicious cycle. You're never going to break out of it. You're going to continue doing the same thing you've always done, right? So you need to be a content resource, whether that's doing the digital side of the content, which I've taught you guys about, or doing the in-person content where you're doing speaking engagements. If you want to own a city, own Milwaukee or own Tucson, whatever the case may be, make sure you're the content resource when it comes to saving money on taxes. Because I'm going to tell you, 99% of accounting professionals in your community are not doing that. Okay? So again, guys, what I want you guys to do, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And if you guys are looking for a marketing strategy on exactly how you can implement this within your company, where it's already laid out, where I have literally the systematic process on exactly how to do it, make sure you guys book a call below with our team. We'll walk you through the process on what that looks like, on how you can create content with less time. It won't take you more than an hour a day. And we'll show you exactly what that process looks like and how you can implement this and start being a thought leader in your community and start growing and scaling your firm. Okay? All right. Make sure you guys book a call, like and subscribe. Speak to you guys soon.